Hello all, this is Mr. Lucid LJ here, back with another audio commentary for you guys today, and this one's going to be a bit of a fandom video, not really a response to Deluxe Man, but something he was saying, like, we're lacking fandom and shit in the YWC or whatever. I mean, I guess we are a little bit, but I mean, people are entitled to do whatever they want, but this is going to be my list of matches and ranking them in order. And this is going to be talking about one of my favourite years in professional wrestling, year 2000. I thought it was a tremendous year. Every pay-per-view nearly was just a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think there was really one bad pay-per-view apart from King of the Ring 2000, which was probably a 7. But everything was just pure quality, unlike the shit we'll get today. Now, it's going to be talking about my favourite year, and it's going to be talking about, like, my favourite wrestler of all time, which is The Rock. I know he's going to be coming back next week, and I just wanted to do a little, like a top 12, his top 12 pay-per-view matches of 2000. The Rock in 2000 was just tremendous. I thought it was one of his best years in professional wrestling. I mean, 2001 was fucking great too, probably equally as good or second, but 2000 he was just hitting everything. He was in great feuds, he was having great pay-per-view matches, he was just outstanding on the microphone, he was just doing everything right. He was just an all-round entertainer, wrestler, performer, everything. Probably one of the best years in professional wrestling for a wrestler to have. He drew brilliantly. This was in the absence of no Stone Cold, and he fucking stepped up to the plate and drew pretty well. So, yeah, let's start from number 12. So number 12, we've got his match at No Way Out 2000. This was his match against the Big Show. Now, this match happened because there was a controversial finish in the Royal Rumble 2000, which was an underrated Royal Rumble. People kind of shit on that Royal Rumble, and I actually found it quite entertaining. But this match against the Big Show was to see who's going to face Triple H or Mick Foley at WrestleMania, because Mick Foley and Triple H or Cactus Jack had a cage match later on, the Hell in a Cell. So, this match was okay. I mean, Shane McMahon was in Big Show's corner and stuff, and kind of being his mentor and whatever. I mean, this match was okay. It was nothing special. It had a memorable enough finish, but it was just an okay match. I think it only lasted like 10 minutes or something. So it was about a 3-star match. It was interesting. I was really shocked to see Big Show won. A bit of a screwjob finish, but later on we see that it became a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania and shit like that. So it was a bit of a shock on the cards to see Big Show win, but a decent match. I mean, even a bad Rock match is still like 3 stars. So I mean, not a bad match, just a bad, opponent really in the Big Show. But Big Show's not really that great of an opponent. So, okay, the next match we have is number 11, which would be Survivor Series 2000 match he had against Rikishi. They had a big storyline with Rikishi running over Stone Cold. At the time I was like, this kind of doesn't make sense, but then we found out Triple H was a part of it, so it kind of did make sense then. He just hired Rikishi, and they made it personal because Rikishi said he was going to take out the Austin because to make Rock be the top guy in the company, and no Austin there, who was pretty much the top guy before. But, Rock was always in the shadow of Austin, so it was kind of an interesting storyline, so it was good. The match itself wasn't the best match. I mean, Rikishi interfered the pay-per-view before on No Mercy, to kind of cost The Rock the title and stuff, and this led up to their match at Survivor Series. It was a decent match. I'd say 3.25. I'd say it was slightly better than the Big Show match. Rikishi can move a little bit better than the Big Show and put on a better performance and stuff. So that's Survivor Series 2000. Now we've got the King of the Ring match, which was a 6-man tag, and this was for the WWE title. I can't remember. I think Triple H was going in as champion here, and he was involved heavily with the McMahons because of the swerve and stuff at WrestleMania 2000. That all the McMahons were actually on each other's side pretty much, and not fighting against each other. So, the match at King of the Ring, it was a 6-man tag. It involved Undertaker and Kane. I mean, Undertaker came back the month previous, and Kane was involved as well in the storyline. So, we saw a pretty decent match for a 6-man tag with the people considered. I mean, The Rock and Triple H probably did the best in this match, but overall it was like a 3.25 star match. It was good. It was nothing great. It was just a good, entertaining match. So that's number 10. Number 9 was the Royal Rumble match. Now this is one of my favourite Royal Rumbles. Even though it's really underrated, people shit on it. People think it's not a good Royal Rumble. I think it's a pretty decent Royal Rumble. We had that crazy controversial finish. Did the Big Show's feet hit? Did the Rock's feet hit first and then the Big Show? It's really close. It's unbelievably close and hard to tell whether or not the Rock's feet did hit before the Big Show. So it was a crazy finish. I'm glad The Rock won the Rumble. He's getting recognised as winning the Rumble, but then they changed it around the month later. I mean, it was in Madison Square Garden too, and we saw that crazy Taka Michinoku face plant and stuff, and a few other spots which were pretty good in the Royal Rumble. So 3.5 stars. It was an enjoyable Royal Rumble. It was good. So the next match we've got is the Fatal 4-Way match from Unforgiven 2000 between The Rock, Chris Benoit, Kane and Undertaker. Now, I forget how they built this match up, but it ended up just coming out as a Fatal 4-Way. I think everyone was just gunning for The Rock at the time, and everyone felt like they deserved the title shot and shit. So, they all went for going for The Rock and stuff, and it was I think it was decent build up from what I remember, and the match itself was a really good match. I forget who got pinned in the match. I know that obviously The Rock retained, but I forget who he pinned in the match. It could have been Chris Benoit, but from what I remember, it was a very good match and probably 3.25. I need to watch some of these matches again to remember them, but from what I remember, it's roughly that rating. So yeah, really good match again from The Rock in a Fatal 4-Way again, proving himself again. And then the next match after that, which is in number 7, is his WrestleMania match with Big Show, Cactus Jack, or Mick Foley, Triple H for the WWE title. Now, he wasn't going in as champion. He got interjected into this match that he was lucky to get into. I forget who was in his corner. Was it Vince McMahon? I can't remember. I think it was Vince McMahon in his corner, and yeah, Linda had Mick Foley. So the match itself, it was a bit slow to start between when Big Show and Cactus Jack were there. It was still good with Mick Foley, Triple H, Rock. That was still some good stuff. I think it really started to pick up when Mick Foley got eliminated, and we saw The Rock and Triple H really go back and forth and have a pretty good wrestling match itself. But the match itself was great. A bit of a screwjob finish here, but it made sense in the storyline because it would really set up for the next couple of months the whole Rock and Triple H feud, which made perfect sense to see and have because it was the two big guys in the company at the time. So really good match. I didn't mind the finish even when I was a kid. I was like, no, The Rock's getting screwed, but that's how wrestling goes. Sometimes this word does work, sometimes it's completely shit. So this time I think it worked pretty well because it made sense for the next 3 pay-per-view matches. Okay, the next match is the SummerSlam 2000 match between Triple H, The Rock, and Kurt Angle. This was a very good match, probably a great match even. The previous WrestleMania match, 3.75 for that, and the Unforgiven 3.75. So those two matches were great. Now, the SummerSlam match, this was built up simply because I think Kurt Angle kissed Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H found out about it, and then there was a whole thing with Trish Stratus getting taught with moves and stuff like that, and it was an interesting enough storyline. I think it could have gone more, maybe Kurt Angle slept with her or something, or just even developed it more of the storyline. But it was a pretty good little feud for the summer of 2000. But I wish it had gone on a little bit longer and maybe have like a street fight or some sort of a stipulation match at a big enough pay-per-view. So yeah, that match was good. The start was like crazy because Kurt Angle got like a concussion or something because he got like a pedigree through the table, but the table like fucked up or something. So Kurt Angle like went away for a while and then he like came back in the match. But yet again, The Rock and Triple H just putting on a classic enough wrestling match between the two. And then Kurt Angle came back in and interjected himself and did pretty well from himself. And he was definitely building himself up over the year. He'd won the King of the Ring. He was challenging now for WWE titles, so he was definitely a great contender. And the Triple H feud probably helped him as well. So, a good match, a very good match, 4-star match. Now we go into the top 5 matches. Now these matches are all just fantastic. And number 5 would be the Backlash 2000 match with Triple H and The Rock. Now this is our first pay-per-view match, 1-on-1 against each other for the WWF title. And, it was a classic. It was a great wrestling match. And the finish was great. Stone Cold came out and helped The Rock. It was like unbelievable atmosphere. Great to see Austin back after being out for nearly 6 months and helping The Rock. So just a fantastic match, great wrestling, given plenty of time, great build-up feud, everything. What a professional wrestling match pretty much should be. 4 1/4, just a really great match. Maybe they could have done a little bit more to get it up, but I still think it was a great match, and 4 1/4 is no shun for these two guys. A match that I think was slightly better, just because I was shocked to see this guy win the title, was the No Mercy 2000 match between The Rock and Angle. A great wrestling match. Rikishi gets involved in the finish. Angle wins the title. I think he does another Angle slam onto The Rock. It was just a really fucking good wrestling match. And it was great to see kind of Kurt Angle win the title, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of his at the time, but starting to get into him. So it was really like a shock to see him win the title. And the celebration and crying after was just like great heel kind of heat and stuff. So, it was a really good wrestling match. And, the feud, I don't think it was a big feud, but it was pretty much like, I think it was Kurt Angle's match he was allowed to get because he won the King of the Ring. So I think they saved it till this pay-per-view because of the whole Triple H stuff at the time. So, it was a really good match. So number 3, probably considered one of Chris Benoit's best matches and probably considered one of Rock's best matches, Fully Loaded 2000. Chris Benoit was on an absolute beast of a tear at this time, just like, going after The Rock and attacking him and saying he is the true world champion and making The Rock look, inferior to him and just making himself look like a beast at the same time. And yet again, we see Shane McMahon interjected into a feud. So he was like in like Chris Benoit's corner and stuff, and being his manager and like mentoring and stuff. But the match itself, a great wrestling match. The finish yet again, just unbelievable. Like I thought Chris Benoit was champion. I was like pissed as a kid, but it was like, oh my god, Chris Benoit's champion. I just couldn't believe it. Everyone was in the crowd was shocked. It was just amazing to see it. But as we see, Mick Foley comes out and fucking changes the decision, makes the match restart, and we're like, oh my fucking god, holy shit, this is unbelievable. So, just an unbelievable match. Even before that, just great wrestling, great back and forth between the two guys. The drama of the match and the finish and stuff, unbelievable. I thought The Rock was going to lose a second time, but somehow The Rock pulled it out of his fucking ass and whipped Chris Benoit. I think he hit a rock bottom to win at Our People's Elbow. I can't exactly remember, but another great match. 4.5 stars. Just pure drama, great wrestling, really good storyline. Everything culminated into one of the best matches of the year. Okay, a match just slightly better than that for a lot of reasons. and that's number 2, was the Armageddon 6-way Hell in a Cell. Now, I say this was a slightly better match because it involves so many aspects and so many different angles and feuds and everything that culminated into one. Triple H, Austin, Rikishi, Rock, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, and you can even involve previous feuds in that year: Kurt Angle, Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Rock, Undertaker, Rock, from the Unforgiven match. You've got Kurt Angle and... No, I think that's all the feuds culminated there. But yeah, just every feud from pretty much 2000 culminated in one massive match at the end of the year. It was brilliant to see. It was a crazy concept, but I thought it worked very well. Now, I don't know if I would have had Rikishi in. I know why they had Rikishi in, but Rikishi took away a little bit from the match, I thought. It was good to see him get taken out by Undertaker with a pretty crazy spot onto the fucking back of that truck. It was kind of nuts at the time. Because, I mean, even with the hay and stuff, falling onto, like, metal would have been pretty fucking harsh. So it was a pretty big bump he took anyway. Nothing like the Mick Foley fucking fall off cage prick Hell in a Cell match 1998, but still fucking some crazy shit there anyway. It was like pure blood. It was like blood feuds, all culminated, blood everywhere. The build-up was really good as well. Mick Foley announcing the match and then everyone like going crazy and attacking each other, and it was just carnage. It was just a brilliant match to see. It's not a technical wrestling match. It's not anything like that. It's like the raw elements of wrestling. It's like blood feuds and fucking brawling and just people just going nuts on each other. And it was great to see. The finish was just crazy. Everyone was like doing their finishes and like everyone was kicking out and the whole crowd was just going crazy. Kurt Angle got this cheap win to retain his title. Maybe he should have got a little bit of a stronger win to kind of solidify him as champion, but just absolutely insane match. Brawling outside the cage, in the cage, top of the cage, everywhere. Maybe we could have seen a few more crazy spots off the cage, perhaps. But at least we didn't see that anyone got injured, really. So it was probably better they did kind of a brawling kind of a style match around the cage and on top of the cage and shit like that. But yeah, it was just fucking a brilliant match. And then number 1 has to be one of my favourite wrestling matches of all time. I was probably going to give this 5 stars originally, but I don't know. I think it's tough to give matches 5 stars these days. But Armageddon, the Armageddon match was 4.5, but this match is 4 3/4. It's so close to 5. I might even put 5 in the description, but it was the Judgment Day 2000 match between Rock and Triple H. Just, unbelievable. Continuing their feud from Backlash. Triple H was just fuming after he lost the title and Austin got involved. And we didn't even know at that time that Triple H was the reason why Austin got taken out, but we should have probably seen it earlier on, that year that Austin and Triple H just fucking hated each other. But this match was just an absolute wrestling classic. Brilliant match. Suspense, drama. The falls were great. The wrestling was superb. The build-up was great. The ending was just fucking insane. It was the best ending and one of the best endings in professional wrestling. I can't even fucking talk because it was that good. Just Undertaker coming back, it gave me goosebumps. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. Words don't even describe it really. It was just unbelievable. Undertaker coming back was just insane, and he was like a totally different gimmick. Near the end of the match you could hear this fucking crazy music. DX got involved, Shawn Michaels was knocked out. We heard this crazy music, we didn't know what the fuck, and then we heard this rev of a bike. The whole crowd went absolutely fucking berserk. I actually might add that at the end of this fucking video. Undertaker returning at back on Judgment Day 2000, because it's just unbelievable. It's absolutely brilliant. and just taking out everyone. The crowd just going absolutely insane. I've never seen a crowd as good as that nearly. It's just unbelievable. It's just watching that today is just the same nearly as watching it 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. It's just, it puts hairs on the back of your head and neck and everywhere, goosebumps. It's unbelievable. The Rock was screwed out of the title. Shawn Michaels made the worst decision ever. I was so mad that Shawn Michaels said because Undertaker interfered and cost. I don't know why he made that decision. Oh man, it was so fucking bad. Because like DX got involved and he didn't even say anything about that, so it was a total fucking screw job finish. But it made sense in storyline. It built up to one last match, pretty much between Triple H and Rock in 2000. You know, maybe they should have had one more stipulation match. They could have had a Hell in a Cell. That would have been fucking awesome. But they had the King of the Ring match instead. But no, this match was just insane. It was great to see Undertaker return. It was a screwjob finish. Triple H barely gets out. I mean, I don't the one thing about this match, the timer like went out or something, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I was like, so why did Shawn Michaels give the thing when the timer went out and the clock just disappeared off the screen? It was chaos. It was a screwjob finish, but one of the best matches in 2000, one of my favourite matches of all time. It's nearly as good, I think, as Austin Rock from WrestleMania 17. It's just unbelievable. Triple H was a beast in this match. Rock was a beast. Two brilliant professional wrestlers. Triple H, I think, deserves some sort of a commentary like this going through his matches in the year 2000, because I thought he had just as equally a good year as Rock, actually maybe even better of a year, because he had those two matches at the start of the year which were probably better than the Rock's matches at the start of the year. But Rock had one of the best years in professional wrestling, 2000. So yeah, that's everything. I'm just, need to watch some of these matches again, because I just thought brilliant. A man who's a genius. So I'm going to put the clip at the end, and hope you enjoyed this long enough commentary, but it needed to be said. We're on the build-up to Survivor Series. We need to talk about The Rock, and I think this is the perfect way. So expect another video next week of a dream card for Survivor Series. I've already recorded it. So this is Mr. Lucid LJ. Peace, good luck, bye-bye.